What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope all of you guys are having a great day today. Hope you all had a great weekend, Christmas weekend. Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas day. Um, how was everybody's Christmas, by the way? I enjoy it. I really enjoyed Christmas Day. It was a relaxing day. Um, a lot of trash had to be thrown out. Boxes, paper, it was a mess. I'm still recovering from that, but we're getting there. I love the holiday season. I really do. I love Christmas season. Not even for the gifts or nothing like that. I love it for the feel. You know, I'm a big Christmas Hallmark kind of guy with some hot chocolate. I love it. Um, so again, I hope all y'all Christmas went well. I hope y'all all got what y'all wanted this year. If not, tell whoever bought y'all a gift, they better come better next year. Or at least for your birthday, they better come hard. I'm just saying if they didn't do it right this year. But you know what? It's the thought that counts, I guess, when it comes to gifts. I guess. Whoever came up with that, you must got a shitty gift if you came up with that thought process. But nah, it's true though. It's the thought that counts. Um, anyway, getting into this episode of GH, let me tell y'all something. When I tell you I was sitting here watching this episode today and I was just eating my popcorn like just watching the drama go down. I gotta say, GH is they trying to go out with a bang this year. They say fuck that. I was here for everything in this episode. I loved it. I loved every little piece of this episode right here. I'm gonna tell you right now though, the yoga studio, I'm loving it. I'm loving that, they're showing different scenes with the characters. Like the guys were, going to yoga and bonding. Chase, Curtis, and Drew. They were all up in there just a sweating. All up in the studio and stuff. I need to get into yoga. I do. After watching this episode, I really do. I've been thinking for a while about taking yoga. Well, I can do it at home, honestly. I don't even have to go to a yoga studio. I can just do it at home. But I thought about it though. All that, you gotta stretch and getting all these different poses and shit. I'm like, I don't know if I'm that flexible to be doing that. I'm gonna try. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna try new stuff. Um, but yeah, it was good seeing them all bonding together and stuff like that. And it was so funny because after that class was over and they were leaving, and Maxie and Lucy had showed up for their class. Did y'all peep how Maxie was staring at Curtis as he was walking away after they got done talking for a second in the hallway? Like she was saying hi to him, and he was leaving. She was staring at him, like gawking. I said, "Hold up, Maxie. Hold up, hold up. Let me run it back. Let me find out that you want a little chocolate. Let me find out." I was like, "Oh shit." She was staring at him, and I caught it too. I said, "Why is she looking at him that long?" I was like, "Okay, Maxie is single and ready to mingle." I said, "All right, you and Curtis, listen, go for yours. You tell Portia she got some competition on her hands. Go for your shit, Maxie. If that's what you want, you better go get you some chocolate. Go get it. Go get it." And he bald headed too. You better go get that little milk done and call it a day. Y'all know I'm about to cut up on this video today. Um, I'm listen. I, what they say around Christmas, are you naughty or nice? Well, I'm about to be both today. Um, y'all caught me on the wrong day. Y'all gave me the wrong episode today. Cause it was a lot of shit that'll make me feel naughty in this episode. I'm just saying. I seen a lot. I was like, but yeah, Maxie was just staring. I said, "Listen, Maxie, go for yours. If that's what you want to do, go get it. I'm not mad at you. Don't be like Carly." Because y'all remember 10 years ago, Carly had an option. She had a choice. She could have got with Sean back in the day. Y'all remember that? When Sean was her bodyguard back then? He was watching over her and Jocelyn because of Franco. Carly could have got with that. And I said it too. This was back in like 2012, and I said it in my review back then. Carly, go get you some. Get you some of that chocolate. Carly didn't do it. So Maxie, you don't do what Carly didn't do. Learn from her mistake, okay? And go get yours. I'm just saying. Go get you some of that milk dud. I'm just saying, you could rub on his bald head when y'all in the middle of doing. Get you some. Go experience you some of that. Curtis might be receptive. He a little vulnerable right now because of his daddy. He might give it to you. He might do it. That shit was hilarious. They was in the studio and Lucy was sitting there doing some little humming thing or whatever, and she started thinking about Martin. And when they was in bed together and all that stuff, and her sitting on his lap, like she just thinking about all of that. And she just sitting there having an orgasm in the yoga studio. Lucy was having an orgasm. She's just sitting there, Martin, like you in porn or something. The way she said it, she said, Martin. I said, oh, hell no. Maxie looked up at her and said, excuse me? I said, yo, she is dead ass having an orgasm up in the studio. I said, no, Lucy. Yo, I love Lucy Cole. I love it. Whoever wrote this episode, whoever was the creative force behind this particular episode, you get an A+ from me. You get an A++++++, because this episode I was feeling every segment. I was just feeling it. She was literally sitting there having some type of little orgasm. I said, what the hell going on with you? And Maxie kept trying to get the tea. Maxie trying to figure out, okay, so what's going on with y'all? And, and the instructor, the yoga instructor is just like, can we focus on breathing? I am so feeling Maxie because Maxie said, you know what? Let's get the hell out of here so I can find out what's going on. Listen, Maxie is me. Maxie is me because I would have been the same way. I know we supposed to be doing yoga, but you just spilled some tea. I need the rest of the tea. So listen, let's get the hell up out of here. Let's go get something to eat real quick, and you can fill me in on it because I want to know what's going on. That's how I would have been. I'd be like, listen, I want to know what's going down with you and Martin. Let me further know what's going on. So anyway, speaking of Martin, see, I done knew it. I knew it. Laura was not going to interfere in his business with Lucy because that's what Martin was thinking at first, that Laura was going to try to give him some advice on Lucy. Laura said, listen, I got enough going on in my life. I ain't got time to police your love life. If that's who you want to be with, knock yourself out. I got some shit I got to do as a grandparent right now. I ain't got time to deal with you and Lucy. Y'all could do what y'all do. I love that. I love that Laura did that. She didn't try to persuade him to, keep his distance from her or nothing like that. Valentine, on the other hand, he was doing what Martin thought Laura was going to do, which was warn him away from Lucy. I was so tight a little bit. I was like, Valentine, let that man get him some veteran coochie. Like, why are you trying to mess up his supply? Let him get some ass. Let him get a little happiness in his life. But from a business standpoint, now I got to take the personal hat off and put the business cap on. From a business standpoint, I was in agreement with Valentine on this one. Like, if you're gonna be knocking boots with Lucy, you cannot be my attorney. You got to choose one or the other because you can't have both. I understood where Valentine was coming from that because we all know Lucy history with men. Like, she can definitely put that coochie on you and make you do whatever she wants you to do. That coochie is kryptonite. So I get where Valentine was coming from because it's kind of a conflict of interest. Martin is his attorney. He handles all his interests. Lucy is his business partner. And you cannot fully trust Lucy. You know what I'm saying? Lucy will turn on your ass if it benefit her. So you can't fully trust her. I don't blame Valentine for covering his bases on that one. I don't blame him. It's jacked up that he had to give Martin an ultimatum because, Martin is, at the end of the day, he's about his money. You know what I'm saying? But he also wants love in his life. He wants a companion. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he has to choose between what he want and what he need to do. And that's messed up. That's messed. You know what I mean? I don't know what decision he gonna make, but hopefully he make the right one. Either you gonna, sacrifice some money for some ass. I mean, what you gonna do? But I think he want more with Lucy. I don't even think it's just sex with the two of them. I definitely think he feeling her on, a bigger level. I think it's gonna go into that. They had some good times that night, on Christmas night or whatever. They had a great time, but I think he wants to explore what it can be. So he might just choose her over, the money. I mean, he can always get another client. You know what I'm saying? Like, Valentine do got deep pockets, but you can find another client. I mean, there's plenty of wealthy folks in Port Charles. Pick one. I'm just saying. They all could use an attorney with all the mess they get into. Especially BLQ. I mean, Ned talking about she need a lawyer and stuff because of the custody situation. Well, not custody, but an arrangement between her and Chase. So that can open the door for him. Maybe he could swoop in and be her lawyer. I'm just saying, it's wealthy people all around. But like I said, I get where Valentine coming from, because if Lucy were to use her position as the lady in Martin's life, she possibly could sway Martin to, help her out and, make the business more beneficial to her, where Valentine and deception, comes in. So I get where Valentine is coming from on that. I get it. I don't understand why Valentine is looking into the Cassadine will. Like, he's looking into Mikos's will again or whatever to see if, now that he is a blood Cassadine. I mean, he still didn't get a DNA test though. Like, he just took Victor's word for it. I'm like, bruh, do y'all not believe in DNA in that town? I'm just saying. Y'all just be taking people's word for shit. I need to see some papers. I'm not claiming nothing until Dana tells me it is a fact. I'm not claiming you as my pappy. I'm not nothing until I see DNA. I'm just saying. And for me, I'm gonna need to see DNA from 3 different labs. 1 from GH and 2 from 2 different independent labs. I'm gonna need to see. And they better match up, because if one don't match the other 2, I know it was tampered with. I'm just saying. But I don't see why he would think that he would inherit something just because you're a blood Cassadine. I'm like, Victor didn't get anything from Mikos. Mikos' will, I'm pretty sure, was very cut and dry. It was clear. His entire fortune went to the eldest Cassadine heir. Victor didn't inherit shit from Mikos. So why would he think that? I don't know. But I guess he gonna have Martin look into it and whatnot. Anna, I loved it. Anna was so badass with Victor, and I think Victor was intrigued by her too, because she not taking none of his mess. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting here asking her all these questions about her and Valentine. Oh, what's going on with you and my son? I love how Anna stood up to him. She was like, ain't none of your damn business what's going on between me and your son, your alleged son. She was like, even if, something was going on, whatever, she was like, I wouldn't tell you, it's none of your business. I love me some Anna. She is so sassy. I love her. But she handled him. She put him on notice that she watching him. So don't try none of that foolishness. Because she got his number. She watching him. And he didn't even know that she was watching. She knew everywhere he was. She clocked it all. She knew every little spot in town he went to. So anyway, moving on from that. Somebody need to give little Esme a psyche valve or something. That little girl needs psychiatric care. She kept calling Laura grandmother. And even the first time she called Laura grandmother, Laura jumped up and looked at her and said, who is you talking to? I said, yo, this little girl is tripping. Grandmother. I said, excuse me, that's not your grandmama. She didn't birth none of your parents. You better go sit down. Spencer's still stressing about going to jail or whatever. I'm like, you are about to do 30 days at an exclusive Martha Stewart style prison. Why are you worried about it? You are going to a country club for prisons. I'm just saying. And you stressing about that? 30 days. I mean, that's literally 5 minutes, pretty much. I was like, you're going to be in there sipping hot cocoa. So it's like, you're stressing about doing 30 days in Spring Ridge, where they let you just do whatever you want. Hell, Alexa spent most of her time near in the rec center. In the rec center, having all type of conversation with folks, getting visitors at all hours of the day. Please, and you worried about that? You better be lucky it ain't Pittenville. So, of course, Laura wanted to straighten him out and make sure that he was on the straight and narrow, because he kept telling her, oh, I'm good, I'm going to do better. And I'm glad Laura wasn't taking what he was saying at face value, because she was like, no, I don't want lip service from you. She said, I don't want you to just say you're going to do this and say you're going to do that. She want to see action. Action. That's what she want to see. She don't want no words. Words don't mean shit. Your actions need to speak loud. And that's what she want to see. Esme sitting there talking about, oh, between me, you, and Kevin, we're going to keep him on the straight and narrow, grandmother. And Young gave her a big old hug and stuff. Laura had to correct her. She was like, listen, she was like, for now, you could just call me Laura. You could tell Laura was creeped out by this girl. Like, she was definitely skeeved out by her, and I don't blame her. I would have been too. Like, don't be hugging up on me. I don't know you. That little girl is crazy. So anyway, moving on from that, Mr. Marshall was trying to get him some of Epiphany. That man brought her flowers. He was over there flirting, trying to get her to join his band and stuff like that. I was like, okay, Mr. Marshall, all right. And look, you see Epiphany over there blushing. I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I want Epiphany to find love, but I want her to find love. I want Epiphany to be happy, but I'm not co-signing this little new romance for her with Marshall. I'm not co-signing that until I know more about him. Because everything we know so far about him is shady. So I'm not gonna co-sign this. And I'm glad Drew and Curtis are trying to get to the bottom of this. Because they were putting their heads together at Perks when they was having coffee, trying to figure out where has this man been all these years. Because there's no footprint. There's no digital record of him nowhere. So Drew figured it out. He said, listen, instead of looking into Marshall, let's look into who he was under another alias. You know what I'm saying? Because even Curtis knows that he was using the alias while he was gone. So now they need to figure out what those aliases are that he was using to find out what he was doing. What he was doing and who he was doing it with. So Drew came up with a good idea. He was like, listen, let's offer him a job so we can get his social security number. He said it don't matter if it's a fake one or a real one, something. I like that idea because I think that's smart. You know, but Curtis was like, how the hell we gonna hire him? We gotta find a job that he's gonna want, you know, that's gonna lure him in. The only thing he likes is music. And I thought about it as soon as they said music, and Drew was like, oh, my family know all about music. I said L&B Records. ELQ still owns L&B. I said that's smart. They can use L&B Records as a way to get him. They better use L&B because that would be smart. I thought about that as soon as they mentioned music. I said, don't Ned or ELQ still own that damn record company that Lois and Brenda started years ago? I think they still own it. So I'm like, yeah, use that company. You know, use that, lure his ass in, and you know, get his social, and you know, maybe they'll come up with some little phony job title for him or something that'll get him in there. I was like, that's smart because we need to know what this man was up to all these years because Curtis is sick of it. He was like, listen, that man won't tell me nothing. He keep dodging the question, and people need to know, like, what were you doing that you weren't around? So I'm glad Drew is putting his focus on this. But I wonder if Drew is ever going to go back to Aurora Media, though. Like, him and Sam, you know, went to great lengths to buy that company, you know. So it's like, what are you going to do? Just let Michael run the damn thing? I would like to see Drew do something, hopefully. So anyway, moving on from that, BLQ, she need to go ahead and break Chase off a little something, something. She really do, in my honest opinion, because BLQ be thinking about this man 24/7 ever since they were locked in that room and he dropped that towel. She been having these little erotic dreams about him, like, and he just standing over her, sweating, glistening and stuff. I'm like, listen, go ahead and break him off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Give him some of that yum yum. I'm just saying, she might as well. Um, she might just be scared to start something with him because she don't really know how Chase feels. But I'm like, you're not gonna know how he feels until you talk to him. I definitely feel like Chase has a thing for BLQ. I think he does. I feel like Ned need to cut Chase some damn slack because Chase is not Valentine. You know what I'm saying? Chase does not have an evil bone in his body, but yet Ned treats him like a redheaded stepchild. I'm like, that man ain't bad. Calm down, Ned. Um, and I'm gonna need for Mr. Mack to go on ahead and reinstate Chase because obviously the man needs some funding. They done suspended him without pay. He need money. Like, y'all need to make that right. So anyway, moving on from that. Woo. Scott, I'm gonna tell you right now, Scott was Diane before Diane was Diane. The way Scott handled this preliminary hearing today was masterful. That was a piece of art watching him perform in the courtroom. I said, see, this is evidence that Scott ain't no damn ambulance chaser. That man know what he doing up in that courtroom. He know what he doing. And he was pissing the ADA off. He was pissing Michael off. The judge was getting a little short-tempered with him, like, all right, moving along. What's your point? Everything had a reason. Every question he asked her was a valid question. It had relevance to it. Even though it took him long to get to the point, he was driving at it. And it was so funny because Michael tried to act like he was so scary. Oh, I'm going to deal with Scott. Oh, I'm going to handle Scott. Shut the hell up, Michael. You can't handle a cockroach. Be quiet. Like, go sit down. Scott ain't worried about you. What you going to do? How you going to handle him? What you going to do? You mad because he's doing his job? And it was so funny how Scott played, like, listen, Scott chewed Willow ass up on that witness stand. He got her together. He chewed her. He chewed her up. He was asking her all type of questions about if her and Michael were married. She said no. And there was a reason he asked that question. He said, so just to be clear, y'all not married, right? Y'all just co-parenting? She said, yeah. He said, so tell me, what did you ask Michael questions about why the ADA was at the house and what they were talking about? She tried to sit here and ask the judge, aren't conversations between me and Michael protected? The judge said no. No. That's the whole reason why Scott just asked your ass, was y'all married? And you said no. Because now that means you're obligated to tell him what y'all talked about. Because they're not protected. Y'all not married, so you got to testify to it. You got to tell it. It's not protected. There's a reason he asked all these questions now. He chewed her up on that stand. Sonny was sitting there looking like a deer in headlights. Carly was looking all confused, like, okay, what the hell is Scott doing? Michael was just pissed off and intrigued at the same time. And I love how Scott handled Nina, because Scott was starting to, hammer in on Willow. He was going in. And I think by that point, Sonny, Nina, they started to get scared. Especially Nina. She was getting nervous because she knew at some point she was going to have to blurt it out. Once Scott's questions became more clear, she figured what he was doing. And she tried to stop Scott from, badgering Willow or whatever. And I love how Scott handled it. He looked at Nina and said, shut up. I agree with Scott. I'm like, Nina, shut the hell up. That's how I felt. I agree with Scott when he told Nina to shut up. I said, exactly. Do you want to protect this secret and go to jail? Or do you want to go home and face the consequences of Carly? Like, the choice is yours. Like, you hired this man to defend you and keep your ass out of prison. He's doing just that. Let him do it. Because he was painting a picture. And I see the picture that he's trying to paint. And I don't blame Scott for coming at Sonny the way he was coming at him. And we all know it wasn't just about getting Nina out of this. Scott generally hates Sonny. We all know why, and for good reason. So any opportunity Scott has to dig at Sonny, he gonna do it. And it was so funny watching Sonny try to get Carly out of the courtroom. He was like, come on, Carly, we're leaving. She said no. I love the way Carly pulled away from him. She said, no, I'm staying. I love that shit. I was like, yep, Carly, nope, stay. Because he tried to pull her out that courtroom talking about, oh, I got to tell you something. As soon as he said that, I'm just watching. I'm looking like, no. You ain't got to tell her a damn thing. You could have told her this a month ago. You could have told her this 2 months ago. You could have told her this shit yesterday. It's too late to tell her anything. You ain't got a damn thing to talk to her about. Stand there and hear this. And Carly knew, because Carly always felt like something was off. When Sonny got back, especially when he didn't want to file no charges against Nina, she knew something wasn't right about that. And the more and more Scott was badgering Willow and Willow started talking, the more Carly said, no, I ain't going to damn place, because she about to give me the answers that I've been wanting to know for the last couple of months. So Carly was like, we gonna stay right here. And as soon as she blurted it out that the thing between them was love, the look on Carly's face, if looks could kill, Sonny ass would be dead. Carly looked at him like, no, you didn't. You fell in love with this hoe. I'm loving it. Whoever wrote this episode, you get a 10 out of 10 from me. I was enjoying the hell out this episode. I was just sitting here just enjoying the show. I was like, listen, this that type of drama I like. I love this mess. And this was a mess. And I enjoyed every ounce of the mess. Um, I enjoyed this shit. This was good. I cannot wait for tomorrow when Sonny get on that witness stand. You know Carly gonna sit and listen because she gonna want to hear this. You gonna want to hear all the tea. And I want to hear it too. Well, hell, we done seen it. I don't need to hear it because I done seen it, but I can't wait to see some facial expressions. Because it's gonna be good. Um, so anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all all thought about it, and I will see y'all all later. Have a great night. Peace.